Hello my friends, this is B1 from Dead Gaming, and today we're going to have a look at a new game that just came out today on June the 5th called State of Decay. State of Decay is a post-apocalyptic zombie survival game. As you can see right now on the screen, you can see little Zeds walking about. This game is actually has been advertised as one of the most realistic zombie survival games, and from the 15 minutes I have already played, it is. So right now I am currently hiding in a bush. There's a huge emphasis on stealth on this game, and I have to admit it's pretty flawless, the stealth is. As you walk around, as you do various things such as searching buildings, searching boxes, you actually make noise. You start the game off as a guy called Marcus, and the game throws you straight in, and you actually help defend this guy called Ed. Now, most games that have a mainly single player focus tend to have a main character. This game has no main character. Yes, guys, when Marcus can actually die, and so can any of the characters in the game. Now, if you're playing as Marcus and you die, this does not necessarily mean that this is game over. You essentially just take control of the next person your main character has made friends with. So, right now, I'm doing a mission where I'm investigating gunshots. This is a side mission, it's optional, so I can take it if I want to, but I don't have to, and this is the beauty of it. So as you can see, the stealth is very important in this game. You can see the occasional walker walking around. I'll say walker because I'm used to talking about Walking Dead. So, but in this game, they start off as walkers. You'll see them shambling about, basically being the good old Romero zombies. But then, if they spot you, they run towards you. So it adds a bit of a, a bit of the old daft, stupid, silly zombies with the sprinting, running ones from, say, the Dawn of the Dead reboot or 28 Days Later, Rage Virus zombies. So as you can see, I've just essentially walked right up to this zombie. So you basically press X to use a melee attack. I'm currently playing this on the Xbox, and you can do finishers like Ed's just done to that zombie. To do this, you hold your LB and you press various buttons. This seems to use more stamina, which is the blue bar in the bottom left-hand corner, and you use stamina to do things like sprint, to roll, like so, and even just generally to run about. You can actually use also your stamina to search through boxes quicker, look for more items. Well, look for items quicker, but the problem is this makes more noise. And zombies in this game, very much going back to a nod to, say, The Walking Dead and other various things, zombies are attracted by loud noises. So you want to avoid making as much noise as possible. Combat's quite easy when you're fighting one-on-one against the zombies in this game. They're quite easy to beat. It just requires a couple of hits and they're dead. But unlike other zombie games where you can shoot them or hit them in anywhere in the body, this one is mainly specifically the head. So you do have to aim for the head, and if you can smash that head, then fine and dandy, you kill the zombie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand up and I'm going to jog over here. But this game, when your character dies, it is permadeath. That person dies and then that's it. Game over for that character, and you will respawn as a character which another character or an NPC which your character would have become more friendly with. Because this game has a lot of social interactions. It's a little bit like The Sims. You get to pick what type of reaction you want with various people. I think I'm going to go around. Just going to drop down. So as you can see, I just slid down there. The game, I wouldn't say is perfect. It does have its little glitches. It does have various problems. But from a game that's been released on day one, it's very good. As you can see, there's no there's no actual proper friendly fire, which is good, because the last thing you want to do is hack somebody's head off. So right now, we've just rescued Maya.
Yeah, I'm Peachy.
Sorry I asked.
In this game, you know, they don't really call them zombies. It's very much the unspoken rule in zombie games and zombie films that they don't call them zombies. They usually just call them the undead or walkers or various things like that. But now we've just rescued Maya, so Maya will now have a positive disposition. She will like us as a character. Now if you press the back button or select button, you go into your map. In your map you can actually look at to find different things. There's campsites where it tells you can find resources. Again, public restroom resources, campsites. But the beautiful thing about this is, to actually find this, you use a Far Cry style system where you actually get the binoculars out and you scan the land and you mark different areas from your that viewpoint. So, say if you climbed up a really big tower, you can see for miles and you can pinpoint various things to mark on your maps. So it's very realistic in a sense like that. So if you look on the map, you can also see little red dots, which is zombies coming after you. Well, apparently, as the game goes on, these dots actually can turn into very big circles, which indicate a horde. Obviously, a horde is not very good. You don't want to just randomly walk into a mass of undead, unless you're carrying, say, a shotgun or some kind of explosive, or you're in a vehicle. So as you can see, some of the game's texture effects are a bit funny, but I can honestly say it is a very nice looking game for an arcade game, especially made by Undead Labs. Undead Labs, they're a relatively new company. I think they've done a fantastic job on this. So I'm about 15 minutes into the game. I'll go back to the menu and resume what I was saying here. So the safe zone is where that's your base basically. You get to upgrade this with various resources and increase the defences, build more beds so you can have more survivors stay there, build crops, build guard towers which increase your circle of defence, which increase your safe zones. You can place waypoints very much like on games such as Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row and loads of other stuff like that. It's really nice, really nicely set. Now if I press up, I actually go into my people menu, which it shows you everybody in our community. So we've got Ed Jones, who's the guy who's with us. I'm playing as Marcus Campbell right now. I have no guns. I'm equipped with a wooden branch, and each character has their own set of skills. So Marcus is a born leader. He loves to hike. He's a natural athlete, so he naturally can sprint more. He can run better. His cardio and various other things improve better. Clerk was his job, so there's various loads of other different things. So, like say, Ed Jones is nimble, but he used to be an accountant. His reality show trivia is fantastic, but everything else is a bit low. So Thomas Ritter enjoyed camping. He's got high wits. He's got okay cardio. You know, each character has their own different abilities, different things they can use, and different personality traits, which is all good. So this adds a bit of a social aspect to the game, which is very much like in real life. You meet a new person in an apocalyptic world, you don't know whether to trust them or not, and you just want to make sure they're okay. So if you're pressing up or if you are checking your map, the game does not actually pause, it actually just goes into a menu, so things can still attack you. So if you go into your menu, whenever there is a horde, you'll see a big red circle. Not to be mistaken for your safe zone, it's actually red and grey. Now this is a horde of zombies. You have to make plans on what you want to do with these. You can either take them out further away from your camp, but then you risk losing a survivor as there are loads of zombies, or you can wait until they attack your base, or just leave them be. But if you leave them be, they could attack your base and overrun it, which ends up going back to square one. So another thing I want to show you guys is the leveling up system. Now this leveling up system is really nice. I actually really think it's very clever. It's very simple. The more you use a certain skill, the better it is. So you got cardio, wits, fighting, shooting, powerhouse, and leadership. Each one has different things, and different ones improve different things. The higher your levels are, and say like the higher your levels are, the more likely people are likely to listen to you, which means that you're going to be a leader, you're going to be stronger, you're going to be able to ask people to help you when you need help yourself. So cardio, obviously cardio cardiovascular. It's running, it's climbing, it's jumping, and this is most important. Like you say at the bottom, rule 1 for survival: if you run out of stamina, that's it. So every time you attack, you run out of stamina. Every time you sprint, you run out of stamina. And as you know, the zombies in this run, so the last thing you want is to be running out of stamina. You've got wits, where think fast, quickly assess the situation, the better chance you are. So this actually improves your scavenging speed, it improves your ability to look for things, and just generally do things quicker. Fighting, well, it boosts your defense, it boosts your health, it actually allows you to do a little bit more damage, but that's mainly powerhouse. Powerhouse, the higher your level of powerhouse, the more chance you've got of killing an enemy with a one shot to the head. Shooting, obviously, says it on the tin. Shooting, recoil reduction. The better you get at shooting, the less likely your character's going to panic as things come toward you, meaning that you'll be able to aim better. And leadership, you basically get better friendships. Friendships are really important because these allow you to carry on the game. Say if Marcus dies, it'll allow you to carry on a game with another character. So obviously there are skills here as well. These are events that are a bit like achievements almost. It tells you what missions were completed where and what date. So then you have status, which is an overall status. Stockpiles, you need to find daily rations, you need to find medicine, ammunition, construction materials, and barrels of fuel for various different things. And possessions, cars and trucks, guns, weapons, hand-to-hand, and items. So this game has a lot of emphasis on actual zombie survival. So it's not like Left 4 Dead, how you run and gun and you shoot your way through millions of zombies. It's not like that. The emphasis is on stealth, on being sneaky, on actually surviving this zombie apocalypse, which I love. It's something that hasn't really been done properly before, and it's nice to see somebody doing it properly. So then this is where you can view your building, which is your main area. You can choose various areas to upgrade. So you can upgrade to food storage, you can remove a storage area, this, that and t'other, depending on your levels and what you've got. And it upgrades, it says it upgrades in an hour. Now I think that is an error in the game, not an error in real time.
So, what about you two?
So obviously it allows you to store more things, and it increases food preservation, which is rather nice. So if we go back to our map, so now we have, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the ranger station. Actually, what we'll do is the campsite's on a way, so we're going to go and follow the waypoint, and I'll show you how to search things. So as you can see, the landscape varies, especially because we're in the mountains at the moment, so it's a bit different. But say when you talk to somebody and they gain your friendship enough, so like if you talk to Maya now trusts you, you know, you've saved her, and you can say, I'm beat, why don't you take over for a while? So Marcus will gain maximum vitality and stamina whilst resting. So now I click that, resume game. So now I'm playing as Maya. So obviously Maya has a rifle, and she also has a hatchet for a hand weapon. So you actually don't keep the items you have in your inventory. You actually take on the what the other person has. So if we look in her inventory, she has a hatchet, she has a rifle, which is rather nice. She has a snack, which is essentially a bag of crisps. Everybody knows if you play Dead Rising, bag of crisps saves lives in a zombie apocalypse. She has painkillers and 30 rounds. So even though those 30 rounds sound like a lot of bullets, it might not be enough, if that makes sense. You might end up running out of that and then come across something nasty. So I've been informed that there are actually special infected in this, which is always interesting, because Left 4 Dead, which was made by Valve, made such a good job in making special infected that a lot of game companies copy them. And one thing that I enjoyed about the production videos of this game is they actually acknowledged Left 4 Dead making such good special infected that they could not improve on them. So they essentially used very similar special infected. So as you can see, if you hold Y, you will search through items, search through bags and other various things. Now this takes time, as you can see, and But what we've done is we found a snub revolver, which is rather nice. Found a pistol. So what you can actually do is, if you search and you hold the left bumper, if you look down in the bottom corner, okay, we found a new satchel bag.
All quiet.
As you can see down in the bottom corner, when you make noise, it makes more. Well, yeah, when you search quicker, you make more noise. Sorry about that, guys. I got a bit off track then. But as you make more noise, obviously zombies can hear you and they're more likely to come after you. So it's a mix between, do I search quickly, do I want to search quickly through an area, or do I want to stay quiet? Now obviously if you got the attention of a horde, oh, I've just picked up a Molotov cocktail. If you've got the attention of a horde, the last thing you want to do is take time searching through things. You just want to gonna rag as much items as you can out of an area, and you just want to take as much items from an area and get the hell out of Dodge. Or sometimes you might not even want to search. Now my tip is, especially when early on in the game, before the special infected are introduced and the difficulty goes up,
I don't have enough space for this.
she doesn't have enough space, which is always very bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trash this. Yep. So I'm going to destroy this item. So my suggestion is explore further afield, get supplies from further afield, because then when the enemies get stronger and the hordes start to attack, you don't need to go further afield to actually gain items. But from what I can tell, this game is actually one of the better zombie survival games out there. It's much better than, say, DayZ or some of the other mods for other games which have tried to make something like this. And as you can see, they've thought of everything. You do have melee weapons. Melee weapons fall into various categories, such as blunt, sharp, and heavy. Then you've got guns. Guns, as I think, actually have different noise sound emitters. You can actually attach silencers to some weaponry. Each has different accuracy, different maintenance, because you have to repair your weaponry. As you can see down in the right corner in your menu, it's an edged the hatchet is an edged weapon. That's how much it weighs, and it actually has a repair value. So as the game goes on, you've got to kind of decide, what do you want to do. Do you want to keep the weapons you have and keep repairing them, or do you scavenge for more? I can honestly say this is probably one of the better zombie survival games, and I have no issue with it. Other than some of the graphics, you do get the occasional screen tearing. You occasionally get a little bit of a problem with zombies jumping through walls or running at you through trees, but it's not those little flaws. Then the game itself is a lot of fun. So as you can see, I am running about, I am just hacking zombies to death, but this is right at the beginning of the game. I'm only 15 minutes in, so there's not many zombies. As you can see, the game is actually really gory. It's not a game that you should really buy your kids, unless your kids, you know, aren't going to run around with a hatchet and try and hack people to death thinking that they're zombies. But it's very beautifully done. The zombies look really good. The social aspect of the game is fantastic. The fact that you have to interact with other survivors is very, very, very nice. It's a very good part of the game. The friendship system's really good as well. The permadeath adds that little bit of extra risk to what you can do, and the fact that your characters aren't invincible. They are human beings. They're not gonna just get up after taking 700 hits off a zombie, which is really good. You know, I enjoy the fact that my character feels vulnerable. I like to feel that like my character is human. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. I will be releasing some other little bits of gameplay, little tips and tricks, and other various things about the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Remember to like and subscribe. This is B1 signing out.